What's up, YouTube? In this video, we're just going to get back to basics. The absolute... Never mind the hoodie. We're just going to get back to basics. The absolute basics of, the element of holding the camera correctly, especially with heavy lenses. There have been cases where people have damaged their cameras because as they're holding the camera with a heavy lens, like say for example a 70-200 2.8, it ends up wrecking the actual lens mount. Give you a quick example of that. Let's undo this. Put this big heavy lens down. Now on the mount you'll notice there are screws. The screws are pretty small, and the issue is you put too much weight on, it starts to put too much pressure on the actual lens mount and it starts to pull it away. It strips the screws basically. And that's another point that I should make is every once in a while just double check and make sure that the screws are actually tight. Now when you're using a large lens, this is the Sigma 170-500 APO. Anyway, it is a fairly heavy lens. It's heavy enough. Now, it doesn't matter what lens you're using. Some people hold the camera basically from this side and this side, and to me, that's from the cell phone generation, because that's generally how you hold your mobile phone when you're shooting, right? You hold it like this, and then you tap, right? So it's different with the DSLR. What you want to do, if you look here, I'm going to open my hand, and you'll notice that where this bracket is, that would mount onto your actual tripod, this mount is where the lens is balanced. As you can see, my hand is open, and it's perfectly balanced, the whole thing. So this is where you want to actually stabilize the camera. So you just have your one hand on the one side with your controls. And that's why all the control dials and everything are on this side. Sure you can see that. There's the control dial right here. There's another one back here. So when you're holding the camera, that's exactly where you want your hands. And the front, to stabilize it, this is where you want your hand. And that goes with pretty much any lens that you mount onto the camera. It's pretty much that simple. You want to make sure that you're supporting the lens. You do not want to be having a heavy lens on the camera and you're not supporting the weight of the lens whatsoever. Point in fact, the actual tripod mount on the bottom of these lenses, that is where you want to be supporting it. And it doesn't matter what lens you're actually attaching. For example, let's switch this out. Put a smaller lens on, but the principle's still going to be the same. So this is my 18-135, but you still want to be holding the lens at the bottom. Of want to do that. Reason being is it's a lot more stable than trying to hold the camera like this, or even if you're one of the one-handed shooter people, it is still more stable. So generally speaking, this is what you want to do. You want to kind of mimic the way a tripod would be stabilizing the camera. That's basically what you want to do. And like I said, it doesn't matter what lens you're using. This is an 18-135. The other lens I showed was a 170-500. And that's really all there is. It's that simple. You just want to have your hand. And the other thing too is while you have your hand underneath, your hand is readily at the controls, right? And you're still keeping the camera stable as you're manipulating the controls for the lens itself. Focus ring, zoom ring, everything is bling bling. No, everything's good. That's pretty much it. Just a quick video getting back to basics on proper hand holding techniques for the camera itself. If you like the video, leave a like. If you want to support the channel, I leave that information at the bottom of the description. Please do subscribe if you have not already. Helps me out, as well as any other channels you go to and you land on in your searches for more education. Always subscribe to the channels that you feel actually are a benefit to you. And if you have any questions, comments, leave them down below, and you will see me on my next video. I'm out.